welcome once again Collin Pereira from Lavani restaurant in Torquay in Wellswood, and he's going to tell you, we're going to start off with the red ruby beef. We'll be finding out what that is, and I understand it's cooked with pimentos and secret Indian spices. We'll try and find out more about those too. So to start off with, I'm going to hand over to Collin, who will share some of his culinary secrets. Thank you, Collin.
Thank you. Namaste and welcome to Dartington Food Fair and to the second day of our cookery show from Lavani restaurant in Wellswood. As I give the introduction, I will be doing some mise en place today so that we can all, finish it off in time. So I'll be chopping some onions to prepare the first dish, which is the red ruby beef cake. Red ruby beef with pimentos and Indian spices. And this particular dish features red ruby beef, which there's a history behind this beef. This is a kind of breed of cow which was almost in extinction during the Napoleonic War. The price of beef was going high, butchers were all selling it, and there's one man called Mr. Quintin who went out of his way to save the breed, and he purchased most of the cows, and he also bid above the butchers to save this from extinction. And this particular breed comes from Devon.
Wow, so it's easily accessible for us all.
It is, yes.
How wonderful is that? So it's called red ruby beef.
Red ruby beef.
And if you wanted to buy it, is that what we ask our
Yes, if you go online, there is an online shop available which specialises in selling red ruby beef, and it has its own characteristics, flavour and colours.
How lovely. I believe we're going to get to taste it. Looking forward to that.
Today I'll be preparing the red ruby beef with pimentos and some general Indian spices. And first of all, we need to create the base, which is a nice hot pan with some vegetable oil and coconut oil. In South India, we use coconut oil, but today I'm mixing coconut oil with vegetable oil so that the coconut flavour is not too strong.
Can it be any vegetable oil, Collin?
Yeah, it can be, yes. Yeah.
Would olive oil be okay to use?
I think olive oil can also be substituted because as far as I'm concerned, there is no hard and fast rules when it comes to cuisine, because cuisine has been and is still evolving.
That's
obviously the taste will be different, but then it will give you, the taste, because the oil actually determines the basic taste of the dish. So I will be adding some vegetable oil and a bit of coconut oil, which is found in Kerala, which solidifies at this temperature.
Does that actually add the flavour of coconut to the dish?
Oh yes, it does, yes.
It adds a little bit of a coconut flavour?
Yes, because this dish comes from Kerala, South India. And Kerala, we use a lot of coconut oil, and coconut oil has recently been announced as an oil with less cholesterol. Research has shown. So it's becoming more and more popular, and it is these days it's readily available on most of the in most of the supermarkets. So how many of you know about Lavani?
Has anybody been to Lavani restaurant in Torquay? Yes.
It's very good, because I would like to introduce Lavani to culinary enthusiasts who doesn't know about it. Lavani is an Indian restaurant, a specialty Indian restaurant based in Torquay, Wellswood, very close to the Kent's Cavern, the Kent's Pub, the Cooperative Food and the Osborne Hotel. So my menu features dishes from the Indian subcontinent, regional cuisine from various parts of India, plus local produce, local meat, Gribbles lamshan, Devonshire, pheasant, wood pigeon. We also feature Cornish venison, all cooked Indian style with an Indian spin.
So that's a marriage of British.
British, yes.
And Goan.
Yes.
And Indian.
And yes, I emphasis on
cuisine.
Low fat, high protein, British ingredients married with Indian spices, which gives a very unique dish. For example, venison is fat-free, and when you cook it with subtle Indian spices, it gives you a whole new flavor. And I also feature the British restaurant curries, which of course you know, which is found in most Indian restaurant menus, plus the Anglo-Indian cuisine, which is influenced by the British Raj. Anglo-Indian cuisine, plus local produce, plus regional cuisine.
Something for everybody, it would seem.
Yes, something for everybody. Nice and spicy dishes, mild dishes, medium flavor dishes, dishes with different flavors from different regions. And there are two sections in my menu. Oil is nice and hot, so I'll be throwing in some mustard seeds. Using a spoon, I would recommend 1/4 teaspoon. Some cumin seeds, fennel seeds. It's also called sweet cumin. So we got mustard seeds, cumin seeds.
Is fennel related? Is fennel related to cumin then, or?
Yeah, it comes from the same species, but it's a different. It gives different flavors. So for this particular dish, we do not want it to be too smoky. So that's the reason why I took it off the flame. And now I will be adding some curry leaf, which is one of the major flavoring ingredients of South India.
Does that curry leaf stay in, Collin, or is that one of the ones that gets fished out again?
Well, curry leaf, don't treat me like a curry leaf. It's an easy way to remember how to use a curry leaf. It's a use and throw. You don't have to eat the curry leaf, it just adds flavour to the curry.
Poor old curry leaf.
So we've got nicely hot oil, mustard, and the mustard straight away crackles, which is very important. And then you've got ginger garlic paste going in. After cumin seeds and fennel, a bit of ginger garlic paste. Some ginger garlic paste, which again we do not want to roast this too much.
I believe you're going to be testing the audience on some of these details a little bit later. Is that right,
yes.
Collin? Yes.
So it's very important, ladies and gentlemen, that for this particular dish, unlike what I've done yesterday, we don't want to fry it too much. So I've taken it off the flame to maintain the temperature so it doesn't get over fried. And now it's time for me to add the Indian spices. This is a very simple dish. As I explained yesterday, I emphasize on practical cookery, things which you can do with readily available ingredients which are available in the local supermarkets. So we are going to give this a touch of black pepper, which is called the king of spices. My wife comes from Kerala and a place called Thangasseri, which was the main trading hub in the 18th century of the British, the Portuguese and the Dutch, and it mainly traded in black pepper. So I've added some black pepper.
The king of spices.
And it's got some garam masala. Garam masala is a mix of various spices, and each and every chef, every home, every company makes their own mix of garam masalas. So do I. My garam masala has 9 ingredients in it.
Wow.
Which gives a nice distinct flavour to my curries, dishes prepared in my restaurant.
Are they secret ingredients?
Secret ingredients, and the proportion is the most important secret. The proportion of what spice, how much. And this distinguishes one chef from another. And this is my signature garam masala. So I've added black pepper, garam masala, and I'll leave it on the side because I like to get some tomatoes ready. Chopping up some tomatoes. I've chopped up some fresh onion.
Lovely, so it's all lovely, freshly sliced ingredients, freshly sauced.
So we got some onions, chopped up tomatoes and pimentos, red pepper.
Is it important that it is a red pepper? Does that impart
yes,
special flavour?
The red pepper, the green, the yellow add different flavors to the dish. For this particular dish, I will be using more of red pepper and half the quantity of the green peppers as well. I've already got them chopped up. So we got the oil heated up. We've added some mustard which crackles straight away. Cumin seeds followed by fennel seeds, which is also called sweet cumin. Got some curry leaf going in. And nice and ready. You don't want to burn it too much, and then you add the masalas, which is basically two basic powders: black pepper powder and garam masala.
Secret garam masala.
Yes, most garam masalas have between 4 to 7 ingredients. Yes, the proof of the pudding is in the eating. As I cook this dish, you will be tasting them, so you can try and find out what is the secret missing ingredient in it, which I've forgotten to mention deliberately.
Secret missing ingredient. Oh.
So if you watch me closely, at the end I will be giving away some prizes to the guests, to the participants who can tell me the answer correctly.
So the question is, what is the missing ingredient? Is that right, or do we don't know what the question
yes. is? Yeah, well, I'll probably,
Intriguing.
if competition is fierce, I might throw in another extra question based on what I'm just talking.
Right, so we pay attention.
It depends on how competitive it gets.
Oh, I think
so. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got the oil, everything ready, so it's time for me to throw in the chopped onions and chopped pimentos or red peppers and a bit of green pepper, which I've already chopped.
certainly got quite a kick to it, hasn't it? It's rather gorgeous.
And we need to give it a nice mix. Bring the flame up a little bit. Well, at this point, we can play with the chilies. If you like to have it a bit spicier, you can add some more fresh chilies chopped up. Anybody likes it spicy today?
Yes, do we have fans of very hot chilies here today? Hands up. Right, yes, we definitely do. So would that be green chilies, Colin? Are they or red chilies hotter? Is there a preference?
Well, I prefer the green chilies because they are better for health compared to red chilies, as far as I know.
In what way? They're better for us?
The pungency of the chilies depends on the variety of the chilies, be it red or green. Different variety of chilies have different strengths. For example, I have a dish in my menu called Hell's Flame, which features the hottest chili from South Devon Chili Farm in Kingsbridge, which is again local.
Yes, we had them here yesterday, yes. In Noddy's well, yes.
Yeah,
oh,
that's
how nice.
called the Hell's Flame, and I also have Hell's Flame eating challenge going on at Lavani. If you can eat my dish without drinking water in 7 minutes, you will win a voucher for £20.
Wow, there's a challenge, ladies and gentlemen.
And there are a few terms and conditions that it must be a first attempt.
There you go.
So I've sold 9 of these dishes so far. It's a year and a half since we opened, but I've managed to sell only 9. So it's not for the faint-hearted.
Clearly.
Not for people with a weak constitution.
So there's the challenge.
So ladies and gentlemen, I leave this mixture into the bigger burner to soften. And we will get on with the next dish, which is...
well, this is the fish, the national fish of India.
Yes, Goan kingfish with Kukum Tamarind from Kerala. My wife hails from Kerala and I come from Goa, so it's a mix of Kerala plus Goan flavors. Because for me, I always recommend that tourists go to Goa, and my wife recommends they go to Kerala.
Oh. So they do a lot of travelling.
Yeah, and Goa, of course, doesn't need much mention because it is already very popular among the tourists. It is a tourist destination.
So is the Goan kingfish, is that a generally available fish? I have to say, I've never heard of it. Has anybody heard of Goan kingfish?
Kingfish comes from the sea family. It is also
this
called...
This gentleman has, yes.
Can I just say that my wife and I were at this family's restaurant a few weeks ago. First in Torquay. Brilliant.
Lovely.
Fantastic. And I've got a photograph. I went to Greece. And I've got a photograph taken on Greece. I took a leaf over.
Wonderful.
Honestly, brilliant.
There we go.
Thank you very
Great
much
praise indeed.
for endorsing us. The proof of the pudding is in the eating.
Absolutely, always.
And the restaurant is only as good as its last meal.
They say, yes, which sounds like it was delicious.
So it's nice and soft, so I will add the beef. What I've done to the beef, because of the time involved in cooking the beef, I've pre-cooked the beef. I've boiled them for 15 to 20 minutes with hints of black pepper, which is one of the ingredients, and salt. And then once that is soft, I will be adding the beef. So ladies and gentlemen, you tasted the beef and what do you think about the flavors?
Fantastic, I hear. Let's hear some other...
Can you explain it in one word?
Oh. How would you sum it up? Aromatic?
Aromatic, yes, that's one of
Definitely.
the things Indian cuisine is all about. Yes, excellent, thank you.
Yeah, I think that went down very well indeed, Colin. Certainly, I thought it was gorgeous.
So the beef is ready, and I will add the beef to the mixture.
And that's boiled, as you say.
It is already boiled because beef takes a bit longer to cook.
Right.
So I just thought it's only ideal.
What cut of beef?
Well, this is the undercut, we call it. And it's called the undercut or the steak, which is lean. The leaner, the better.
Very soft.
It is, yes.
Very tender.
Well, again, you can use it depending on how economical you want the dish to be. You can vary the cuts.
So you can adapt this dish. Could you cook it with any other meat, would you say? Or is it
yes,
really a beef dish?
You can do this dish with pork, which we eat a lot in India.
Yeah.
In Goa especially. Vindaloo comes from Goa, as you know.
Uh-huh.
Vin stands for vinegar and halu is garlic in Portuguese.
So, can I just hear that again? Because I didn't know that. So, Vin
Yes.
stands for vinegar.
Vinegar, and halu is the garlic word, is the Portuguese word for garlic.
Vinegar garlic.
And it also uses potatoes. Goan cuisine has various influences by the Christians and the Hindus. Hindus, we've got the Brahmins and the non-Brahmins. So different community uses different ingredients. For example, the Christians uses vinegar, and the Hindus use tamarind, which basically gives the sour taste to the dish. So these are the variations influenced by culture.
Yes,
cultural
yes.
differences.
So there's no real right way. It's all very, very
Yeah, again, it
subjective.
depends on what you want to do at your restaurant or what you want to cook. I prefer to use vinegar, and we use toddy vinegar, which is a special kind of vinegar from Goa, made from toddy, which is a sap, extract of the sap of the palm tree. Very hard,
interesting.
very rare to get them.
Right.
But I personally believe you could be the best chef in the world, but if you don't use the best ingredients,
Yes, yes. That's the secret, along with the secret spices.
yes, when the food reaches the table, it may not taste as much.
So good fresh ingredients, locally sourced, as these are.
Yes, as nice and hot here, I will be again using some coconut oil because this fish curry comes from Kerala, which is South India. I've chosen this fish curry because it is a South Indian fish curry, and it is South Indian cuisine is very hard to find in the southwest.
Oh, that's interesting. So very few restaurants specialise in
South Indian food.
Indian
Yes.
food.
So again, we've got some mustard seeds, which is crackling.
So that's coconut oil in there, is it?
Yes.
With vegetable oil.
For this one, I'm not using any vegetable oil.
Right.
Because it's fish curry, I prefer to do it with coconut oil.
Just coconut oil,
yes,
right?
you can hear it, the mustard
You hear it
crackle.
crackling.
Curry leaves. And I've got some finely chopped onions. Kingfish is an Indian fish, comes from the sea fish family or the mackerel family. It's a very big fish. It's found mostly in the Arabian Sea and the Indian Ocean. So as much as I like to do fresh fish, unfortunately due to geographical limitations, I'm unable to get fresh kingfish.
It doesn't swim in our waters.
Yes, we get frozen kingfish which comes from India, and it's very hard to get them. You'll have to go as far as Bristol to get them in the southwest.
Right. So can you order them? You could order them online, presumably?
Yes, they are available online. They do deliver nice and frozen in containers.
Lovely.
So here again we have added coconut oil, mustard curry. Very simple ingredients which I'm sure by now would have sinked in. So that's...
So what's this going in now, Colin?
Oh, sorry, that's a mistake.
Oh, that was a mistake. Don't look. But hey, happy accident. We don't know what that was. We'll never know.
So the second curry is I'm making the base. You make the base, then you build the curry. The texture, the consistency, the color, and the flavor are very important. So in here I've got some coconut oil, mustard seeds, curry leaf, freshly chopped onions. And of course, again, you can decide on how many green chilies you want to add. Let's add 1 green chili.
Will that add a real zing? Just one green chilli? That's quite potent, is it, Colin?
Yeah, that should give a slight kick to the fish curry.
Okay,
Just
so you
to
can add as
remind
many.
you that it is a curry. Well, this fish curry predominantly features coconut from Kerala and subtle spices. You can do it even without chilies.
So it's really according to taste,
So please
again.
keep an eye on your dish, and we need to get it nice and dry. The consistency of the first dish is exactly as what you had. Did you like the flavor, the texture, the smell, the aroma? And my starters are designed to stimulate your appetite.
Yes, not too heavy,
Not
just
too
enough
heavy,
to get you.
just to fill you up. Just
Taste
to
buds
stimulate,
excited.
sorry, not fill you up, yes.
Yeah. I
And
think-
this particular dish, I don't feature that in the menu, but under the starter section, there is one called Mr. Pereira's Innovation of the Week. That is where you put in all the new stuff. I've got around a book full of dishes which I wanted to do on a weekly basis, cyclic. Because unfortunately, Indian menu is so vast and complicated that I can't feature all the dishes in a single menu. If I do, my menu will be like an Argos catalogue. So what I've done is I've chosen 2 areas in the menu. One is called the Innovation of the Week. The next one is called the Creation of the Week, where one is a starter and the other one is the main course. It changes every week, cycling. Recently we did garlic lollipops, chicken lollipops, tandoori shark, pheasant, ostrich, wood pigeon.
Wow. Real.
Ingredients which are not often used in Indian cuisine, but if you are willing to take the risk, it will come out good.
It sounds well worth
And
it.
we, believe it or not, we do have guests asking for the shark, but unfortunately I can't source the shark on a regular basis. It is one-off. You go to the fisherman and he says, I've got some shark, nobody wants it, do you want to take it? Of course I will take it.
And then it's your cuisine.
Then it's in my hands, and then you do a bit of research, call mom, call my wife up, her mom, go to Google Uncle. I call it Google Uncle.
Google Uncle.
Refer some recipes, get some ideas, you put together something.
So we never know really too far in advance, but you could have
Yes.
shark.
Yeah, the shark which I did was marinated with some spinach puree, Indian spices and char grilled in the tandoori oven. It came out very nice. A lot of my guests said it was better than Brixham monkfish.
Wow, so it's quite meaty then, shark.
It is, yes.
Yes.
So in this particular dish we want the onions to be golden brown. Please note the word golden. We don't want it any other brown.
Right, so that's very important, the colour of the onions.
Yes, that determines the flavour of the dish.
Right.
And these are things which are small things which are very important in Indian cuisine. What to go in first, what to go in next, how long the first stays before the second goes in, and what colour should the first go to before the second goes in, etc. Small important things.
Timing.
Which are, yes, timings, exactly. And proportion, very important things which influences the flavour. Right, here again I'm going to add ginger garlic paste. I make ginger garlic paste to make it easier because we use quite a lot. At home you can chop ginger and garlic separately. I use 1:1 bit of oil and you can blend it and keep it if you're using it regularly, and a pinch of turmeric will also enhance the shelf life and the flavor of ginger and garlic. I'll be adding teaspoon size, 5 grams roughly.
Lovely, that's stirred into
Ginger garlic paste.
Yep.
So the onions are golden brown, curry leaf, mustard seeds, ginger garlic paste.
Hope you're all paying attention because there is a test and a prize. So what's happening now, Colin?
So the starter's almost ready.
Lovely.
So please make sure you taste them before you serve them. Yes, you have the nice flavor of the peppers, the pimentos, and the gentle spices.
I'm definitely getting that. I hope that's wafting across. Gorgeous.
Right, here for the fish curry I'll be adding some masalas because the onion mixture is nice and brown. Just keep it away from the flame as I get it ready. So I'll be adding the basic powders, which comprises of chili, turmeric, coriander, and we don't use garam masala for fish curries generally.
Would it just not be a good flavour?
Yes, garam masala gives a strong flavour which includes the 3 C's, cinnamon, cardamom, cloves. We try to avoid using this for tender meat fish dishes, unless it is meaty fish like tuna, etc. You add garam masala to certain dishes, but we generally don't add garam masala.
I must say it's very intoxicating standing here. I'm sure you're getting that as well. But
Yes.
lovely, lovely, lovely flavours coming across, Colin.
Thank you. Well, I'm yet to add the spices to this fish, so the flavors probably is the starters. So I'll be adding some Kashmiri chilies.
Right.
So they are red in color and they are not very pungent. Chilies are like grapes. They have different variety, different species, different areas, different soil gives different kinds of chilies. Kashmiri chilies come from Kashmir, north of India, and they are known for their color, not for the heat. And there are other chilies which doesn't have color but has the pungency. So my mom uses a mix of 50% of Kashmiri, 50% of the hot chilies, and we powder it home and keep it on the side. So I also do the same. So you need the color and the heat. So I'll be adding a bit of red chili and coriander powder. I use 1:1 is the proportion I follow for fish curries. Different chefs have different proportions. And a bit of turmeric or turmeric powder, which is has a lot of medicinal benefits, including antiseptic properties. Most of the ingredients used in Indian cuisine has medicinal benefits. So, ladies and gentlemen, I've distributed some books about Wellswood, where we are. If you look at page number 21, you will find a dish featured in my menu, which is directly connected to Torquay. That's how the Indian connection of Torquay. 21, page 21. Please take your time to read through. So I've added the spices, and then I have to add.
And this is the blending of the ancient wisdom from India with traditional.
That's right.
cooking.
And we will add a bit of water because
what
the
Collin is well known for.
masala is ready. You don't want too much water.
So just a bit of water in there with the mixture there, Collin.
Yes. So once the masala is inside, you add the water. So, and once the water starts to boil, I will be adding coconut cream. It is advisable to use fresh coconut paste if available, but today, unlike what I did yesterday, I'm using coconut cream plus fresh coconut, which I've already ground.
Oh, how lovely. So that's straight out of the coconut,
white
is it?
as snow, yes.
Wonderful.
And in the end, I will be topping it off with some coconut milk. So it's coconut
all the way. Can you ever have too much coconut, Collin?
You can, because the more you have, the better.
Oh, there you
Because
go.
it's cholesterol-free and healthy. Well, we're all spending time and effort and our finance towards healthy eating these days. So this is one of the curries which you can make at home and eat it almost every day if you like. And fish, of course, is one of the healthiest meat as far as I'm concerned. I come from Goa, and sometimes we eat fish breakfast, lunch and dinner because we've got the beaches, fresh fish available all the time.
Wonderful.
So we've got fresh coconut, bit of coconut cream, which is a thickening agent, and it also gives the body to the dish. If you like to get the proportions of the recipes, you can contact me at the restaurant and website, and contact me at the restaurant website address where I can fire away the email containing the recipe.
Or I believe there is a telephone number, is that right, Collin?
Yes, yeah, our telephone number is very hard to forget. 01803 20 30 40. If you manage to forget that, I've got 21 31 41.
There we go. Stuck in the mind already.
And my email address is lavani.co.uk@gmail.com. And you can find my website on the email. So ladies and gentlemen, I've been preparing only 2 portions of the fish curries. The kingfish, unlike the beef.
So will we be able to try this one?
Yes, you will be able to taste it, yes.
Lovely. I'm looking forward to this. Don't know about you.
So now I've added the masala is nice and colourful. I throw in a bit more of. Actually, we already have the kick.
Fantastic.
And now it's time for me to add the kukum. At this point, this particular fish curry becomes a blend of Goa and Kerala. Kukum is also used in Goa, not as widely as Kerala. Kukum is a special kind of tamarind which is smoked before it's used and is very sour in taste. It's got a very smoky flavor which gives a smoky flavor to the fish curry. So I'll be adding 1, 2.
And this is very specific to Kerala.
It is, yes. It is a very unique ingredient which you can get them online. It's called Kukum Tamarind.
Kukum Tamarind. Never heard of it, so that's a new one to try, I think.
Yes. So my wife is setting up the beef starter, which we decided we will serve it with an Indianized version of the Japanese wasabi, which aids digestion. So my starters are designed with the main core plus accompanying sauces and a salad which enhances the whole dining experience. So we have a bit of crispy salad as a base, and then you got to build the beef on top and with drizzles of Indian wasabi.
And is that a secret?
Well, this is not
what
secret. What we've done is we've had dashes of garam masala and chaat masala, which makes a wasabi an Indian chutney.
Ooh. So it's quite tangy.
How many of you have tried wasabi?
People tried wasabi? What do we think of wasabi?
Served with sushi.
Got quite a kick to it, hasn't it?
Yes. Got a quite pungent flavour. So I've got the kukum. I'll be adding some salt. So I've got the kingfish here, nice and defrosted. Comes from India. And it's very important that you know when to add the fish, because fish is a very tender meat, and you don't add it and you don't want to be in it cooking for too long because it disintegrates and breaks up. So I tend to, because at home we do it exactly like this, I tend to add the fish once the sauce starts to boil, once the flavors are all released. So can we go through the ingredients for the fish curry, ladies and gentlemen? Just to make sure everybody's on board. Anybody, what is the first
ingredient of the fish curry? Which one? Coconut oil. And what's the next one? Oh, I don't know. That was second. Onions.
Seeds. You're right.
What was that? What was the third one?
Seeds, because they got cracked.
Mustard seeds.
Exactly. Yes.
Yes, absolutely. You remember them crackling. And what came after that? Had that, I think. Curry leaf. That poor old curry leaf, used and abused.
Exactly. It's all going fine, in order.
Lovely. Oh, well done, everybody. Next, we had what was added next? Turmeric
was in it, but the next one was some finely chopped onions, which gives the body and texture,
had the onions there.
And flavour to the dish. Yes, we had it all nice and brown for this particular dish.
Very important that they are the right colour brown.
Yeah, different dishes based on which area they come from, and also based on how my mom cooks. Sometimes I brown them, sometimes some dishes you don't brown. The previous one I didn't brown it because that's not the flavour we want. We want the raw flavours coming through. For this particular dish, because of the tamarind is smoky, we want everything to be smoky so it enhances the flavour. So I've added the fish and we leave it at peace so the fish cooks. And I recommend the flame to be in simmering or low flame because I personally believe in slow flame, long time, rather than high flame, short time, which the chemical reaction which takes place at a higher temperature is different to the flavors and the chemicals released. If you're talking in terms of food science, it's different. So I prefer to leave it in simmering flame, but to keep an alarm in your head. Yes, because sometimes back in India, your mom makes the fish curries. It's usually made in clay pots, which needs a lot of patience and care to deal with. If you drop it, it's just broken. So clay pots in a very traditional stove. All the masalas are mixed. The fish is added. And in some dishes, we add the curry leaf in the end. For example, the molee which I prepared yesterday.
Yes, I remember
So you got the curry boiling, and then she says, "Colin, run get some curry leaf because you got a curry leaf plant at the backyard." So you pluck some curry leaf and throw it into the curry and take it out. It's all ready to go. So this particular dish, kingfish, we add the curry leaf in the beginning. Remember, smoky.
Nice smoky dish,
I'm gonna give it
slowly
a taste.
cooked.
The proof is in the eating.
Is it tasting good, Colin? Is it
It
tasting
tastes all right, yes, but it's got a kick.
Well, it's the chilies.
That's the green chilies.
Green chilies.
Is part. Yes, this is it's spicy chilies, and I do a cocktail called cilantro cocktail with a hot surprise.
Ooh.
So a lot of my guests don't know. The description says cilantro is fresh coriander. A cocktail made with cilantro with a fresh hot surprise. So when you get it on the table, you see a green chili as a garnish on the glass. That's a hot surprise.
Wow.
And there are various ways you can enjoy the cocktail. Coriander is a very herbal herb which has been used from a very long time historically in China and India. Parsley, which is a different variety of it. So it is. This cocktail is designed to prepare you for the meal, stimulate you up, and make you ready. And it also aids in digestion. So you can take a bite of the chili and drink the cocktail. You can rub it around the rim of the cocktail glass, or you can just leave it inside. So these are all tips for you to try the cocktails at Lavani in Wellswood.
You heard it here, ladies and gentlemen. So we don't know what the rest of the ingredients are, so we have to go and find out.
We also have a Think Indian, Think Lavani, 2 for 1 offer, Monday to Thursday. So please log on to lavani.co.uk to get some more details. So as the curry starts to boil, it tends to get thicker and thicker. So this particular curry, you want it to be of the consistency, you want it semi-thick, not too thick. But there's one ingredient which I wanted to add, and that also brings down the pungency of the chili. So you know that you're going to add that. That's the reason why I've added that chili, which is going to balance it up. At the moment, this curry is okay for me and my family, and for guests who like spicy dishes. So I'll be adding some coconut milk. In
And
India,
that brings the taste down, that brings the pungency down.
it brings slight sweetness which balances. End of the day, in Ayurvedic cuisine, the holistic approach, it says you are what you eat. And the 6 tastes our tongue can recognize must be satisfied. That is when we link with nature. So can we go through the 6 tastes known to man once again, please?
Here we go. Any volunteers to name the 6 tastes that we can sense? What shall we start with? Shout out. Sour? Sweet? Pungent? Acidic? Bitter? What's the last one? Sour, salty. Do you know, I think there's more than 6 coming at me there. I think some of them cross over. But we learnt yesterday, I certainly learnt yesterday, that there's a name for the 6th taste
So have
sense.
we got the 6? Have we reached till the 5th?
We've got there, yes.
So
Let's
we've
go through
got,
them again.
Sweet. Let's start with sweet. the other extreme, bitter, salty, sour, pungent. There's one more. It's called astringent, which refers to medicinal kind of taste. So these are the 6 tastes. And food speaks to us through taste. And our taste buds are linked to various parts of our body, and they heal the body. That's in fact why in Ayurvedic cuisine it says you are what you eat. So my fish curry is nice and ready.
Lovely, we're dying
Very
to taste
important
it.
to check the fish is cooked. So would anybody like to taste them?
Don't be shy. Form an orderly queue. I think it's probably the best thing. Is that right, Colin?
Yes.
Lovely. Wow.
Eating time, no friends, ladies and gentlemen. Eating time, enemies.
Thank you so much, Collin Pereira from Lavani restaurant in Torquay. I think we've learned quite a lot about, well, really, the mixture of Indian and Anglo cuisine, which is very exciting to hear. I've learned a lot about spices, and my nostrils are tingling. I'm dying to test this. So thank you very much, Colin and his wife Mary.
Namaste. Om Shanti.
Round of applause.